Hello, everybody. We're going to make a special video for you today because I really, first and foremost, just want to document this right here.
I just can't believe you're doing this with my hair like this.
Okay, so the reason why we're making this video today, we're in Cubby's, which is a local burger place here in Utah with the best sweet potato fries ever. It's worth a trip here. They also have amazing steak salads.
And a good burger.
Really good burgers.
A good burger.
That's what we had today. So sometimes we come to work here. All right, now, what I want to tell you, this is Beverly Astin. Everyone meet Bev.
And I don't normally have ponytails, high ponytails.
And I normally would do my makeup for something like this, but here we are. So what I want to talk to you about...
What are we on? Who's watching this?
Everyone is going to watch this.
Like, on your team? Or my team? Or
yeah, maybe other people too.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's roll the camera.
We're going here. Okay. So what I want to talk to you about is Beverly has just had 104 people join her team in the first 60 days of her business. And I really want to document what she's done so far, what we're planning to do to continue that momentum so that you can duplicate it and you can know how to do this in your own business. First of all, when Beverly signed up, and I want to add, she has done almost nothing on social media.
I've done 2 posts. I think I'm doing good. I've done a couple.
2 posts
and
in 60 days, you guys. One was a Facebook Live, and one was a post about how the products were helping her husband. And those were not done until day 45 or 50.
Emily doesn't think I'm doing good in that department.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm
actually
better.
Praising you.
I'm getting better.
I'm actually praising her because her ability to build off of social media is what I think is missing from your businesses. It's okay to use social media. It's built my business to diamond and building my husband's business up to diamond as well. But I think that there's a huge piece of the puzzle missing if all you're doing is social media. And this is why. So what we've done with Bev, in the first 30 days, I want to map it out for you. In the first 30 days, what we did is we started off by doing weekly sip and sees at her house. So she joined, and the first thing she did was call her, 4 or 5 people that she was like, they'd be great at the business. They have this skill set. One of her friends, she said, was a pro on the products, Jamie Foote. She said she knows the products. If I can get Jamie Foote on board, and if she thinks this stuff is good quality stuff, then we're going to be good because Jamie knows everything about supplements. So she called Jamie, and then she called her friend Dory, who was an amazing office manager.
Yeah.
Is that what she
manages
office manager
doctors.
At a doctor's office. Like, she just bossed all the doctors around, so she felt like she would have really good qualities. She called her sisters. She called...
My first thought was definitely, I want people who know how to work, first of all. I know our first idea is, who needs a job? Who needs to make money? But if you really want to build a team, I felt like I wanted people that kind of already knew how to work ethic or know how to do a few things that I'm not good at. I'm not great at a computer. I'm not really great at the products. I'm a really good, let's get a team together. In fact, that was the first thing I said before anything with the product at my sip and sees is I'm looking for a team.
Literally, the first sip and see. She's gathered 10 women. She almost
passed out.
10 women. We're all sitting down, and 2 of these women didn't even know why they were there because Jamie had brought them. And Bev goes,
I said,
I don't care about the products.
I'm looking for it.
She said, I don't care about the products. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to the products later. They're great. They've worked for me. Love them. But I'm looking for a team of about 20 women that want to build a business with me, that want to work from home, that don't want to be going to the office anymore, that want to do this as a business. So that was more important to me getting started than the products because I thought I could see the potential there after seeing what Brooke and Emily have done. And so for me, I was like, let's get this party started. Let's get this business going. So
she led out the gate at her first sip and see about collecting and gathering leaders who she already respected in her network together. And she had 3 people sign up right away, and she had people underneath them sign up in the next week to come. And then what she did is the following week, she had another sip and see at her house. She just said, every Thursday, we're going to meet at my house, and she would put out cheese and crackers and fruit, and we would just put it out on her, like, little...
Keep it cash, just on my, on my bar.
On her bar stool, like her bars. And we would literally stand there with the products just out and eat cheese and crackers and talk about the products. Like, I would share my story, they would ask about the products. It was not a formal sip and see. It was sort of just like this very casual, natural, like just hang out with friends, ask questions type of thing. And then after a month of doing that, we did that every single Thursday.
And now we're doing them. And now we're doing them at other people's houses.
Yes.
So
and
we're
if people
going.
didn't show up, it would turn into a product training.
Yeah.
Where we would train the team on
like
the
one
products.
time, I think we had like 2 people show up.
Yes.
And so you know what? That's great. 2 people. Hey, wonderful.
And one signed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but then another night, only team members came and nobody had any prospects.
That's true. So we just did a product training and a powwow on, hey, how we're going to get this started.
And this was the first 30 days. First 30 days, that's what we did. Every single week we did that. And then Bev, what were you doing during the week?
During the week, I was taking people to lunch, meeting with my team members. Yeah, and meeting with my team members to take their people to lunch. We would always have, I'm trying to have, Emily's limiting me to 1 night a week, but I really wanted to do 2 nights a week, one at my house, one at another location, at someone else's house. But we're going to just kind of see how that goes, because last week we had the big training with Brooke and Emily, which was really effective. It got everybody powwowed around. Everybody got the energy.
That was an opportunity event that we did here in Salt Lake City last Thursday night. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah. So we're going to do that hopefully once a month or once every 6 weeks, where people on the team can bring potential people. We're going to keep it at an hour. We're going to do it at either a city, we're going to do it at Cottonwood Heights City Hall. The rooms are free at a library, a city hall. In your town, you can go and host something there, and you don't have to pay a lot of money. So we're going to do them at the city hall, and once a month maybe, or every 6 weeks, keep it to an hour, really short on the product, a little bit on the business, and then do a question and answer, and then leave time for people to mingle, because not everyone's comfortable raising their hand in front of a large group. So leaving a little time for people that, are a little more intimidated by a large meeting and speaking in a large meeting to ask questions, and then leave at least, half hour to sign people up after.
Okay, so that's where we're going next, but I want to talk about, we'll get back to that in just a minute, but the first 30 days were all just Bev hosting a weekly sip and see at her house, where she was inviting her friends over. And then during the week, she was taking friends out to lunch and telling them what she was doing. She was calling them on the phone, and then she was telling her team members to meet her for lunch, and they were calling them on the phone. Everything was done either on the phone or in person. She didn't do any Facebook messages. She wasn't posting on Facebook. I'm not saying to not post on Facebook. You guys, I built a ginormous business of 10,000 people using social media. So I'm not saying don't do that, but what I want you to see is that you're missing out. You're missing out if you're not doing things in person. If you're stuck behind your computer, if you're stuck behind your phone all the time, you're going to miss out on the momentum that I know you want to have. So this video is about teaching you how to get into massive momentum using events. So again, the first 30 days, she did weekly meetings at her home, and then she was going out to lunch. She was making lunch dates. She was meeting up with people. Also, Bev has several businesses out of her home. She does hair for a few friends. She does permanent makeup. I don't do much
hair anymore.
She's going to be doing my hair pretty soon here, because it's time.
I don't love to do hair anymore. Let's quit saying I do hair. Okay. Stop.
So she does permanent makeup. She does all of those things. So when clients would come over, she'd be talking to them there as well. I don't want you to compare her success to where you are at That does not matter. You might not have 48. 48, you're 48.
47.
47.
Almost 48.
She's 47.
Right.
Okay, so you might not have 47 years of relationships, living in several states, serving in different leadership positions in your church or whatever it is. You might not have all of that. So I don't want you to get hung up on, well, if I do this and I don't have those same results and it doesn't work. That's not what this is about. You're running your own race. Put your blinders on. What I'm here to tell you today is what actions can you add into your business that create momentum. Weekly sip and sees. First 30 days, that's what we did. Then, after those first 4 weeks, we did a team training at her home on a Saturday. And she made waffles and this magic syrup, which I still need the recipe for.
It's easy.
She's messaging people right now, you guys. Okay. So,
I'm telling my friend in Sacramento, you're signing up.
Okay.
And you're doing a business with
me.
Okay.
So, focus. Okay. So first 30 days we did those weekly sip and sees. She did lunches, all that. Then the first Saturday of the second month, she had a little team gathering, a breakfast at her house. I think we called it like breakfast bunch or something. I don't even remember.
A business breakfast.
Business breakfast, whatever.
Whatever you want to call it.
She made waffles and syrup. It probably cost maybe $10
or not
to feed
even that.
everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so she had everybody come over and she made everybody breakfast, and we trained on how to get to silver, how to do a shout out on Facebook, how to make a good hot 20 list. If you've heard my videos before, you know that's like my 20 people that I focus on relationship building every single month, so I know where I'm going. And then we spent like 2 hours doing that, right?
We did.
And we set up sip and sees.
Yeah, and then we made everybody leave.
Yes.
We made everybody have a goal.
Yes, we goal set. Thank you. We goal set that day.
What are you going to do for this week?
What's your plan for this week?
And what's your goal for this month?
Yes.
Because really, the way I'm thinking is, let's try to set up for the next rank every month.
Yes.
But if that doesn't work for some of your people who are a little bit slower moving and work full time or have a lot of kids or whatever, you can say, okay, let's project 2 months out to get you goals.
Yes, that's perfect.
So you can set a goal for whatever that person's, what their needs are.
Yes. And then after that meeting, we started doing, Bev started doing sip and sees for her people at their home, because now we were in this rhythm of them coming to her house, but we decided it was time in that second month to start going to other people's houses. So she would call people up on the phone and just say, hey, let's get you 5 or 6 of your friends to come to your house. I'll come. I'll share my story. They can taste the pink drink, and then when they want to sign up, we can put them on your website. So then for the last month, she has simply just been going to people's houses every single week. Now we finished the second 30 days, so now she's 60 days in, and going back to what Bev was talking about before, these next 30 days are going to be about monthly opportunity meetings. You can do them at a city hall like Bev's going to do. You could have them at your home. You could rent out a library. I've done them at the library before. You can do them sometimes at community colleges. They'll let you rent a room. I love to keep the cost low for these events, either free or, like the Provo City Library. I don't know if you live here in Utah or maybe you live somewhere else, but the Provo City Library is usually about $90. So sometimes I'll split that with my leaders, or like when I was first starting and we were all just trying to scrape together cash for these things, I would do that. And so pick a place that makes sense financially. Either free would be ideal, or a place that's under $100. If you can't,
because we're hoping to get them bigger. Right. So we're hoping to get them so big that they won't be able to be at your home.
Right.
So the idea is for you to have a event with your team where they can bring their potential people
once a month.
They can bring their potential people. They can bring the people that are already on board. Mm-hmm. And that way, everybody kind of gets a little bit motivated. They get excitement. You're building. So after last Thursday, mm-hmm. I had a surge of momentum because everybody was really excited about hearing Brooke and Emily. And so, if they can get excited, but you got to keep it short. You got to keep it really short, quick, and give people time to ask question and answers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think our goal is to, make it a team thing and it gets too big to have it in your living room.
And this is something that I did when I was building my initial position to Diamond, is I was doing monthly opportunity events. I was doing two level 1 sip and sees a month. And then when I got to Diamond, I just needed a break for a little bit. And so now I'm trying to get my husband's leg to Diamond. Bev is placed under my husband. So we're going to start doing these again. So if you are trying to duplicate this sort of momentum on your team, I want you today to map out the next 90 days. The first 30 days, plan at least one lunch date a week. If you want to go a little bit faster, maybe 3 or 4 a week. And as you build, I've put Bev on a one event a week thing, because she's doing like 3 and 4 sip and sees a week, and she's burning out. And we don't want that. You don't want to burn out your leaders, you guys. And it's okay to say, like, one event is enough. Like one sip and see a week is enough, because we do want to have that balance. I was someone that was way out of balance on my journey to Diamond the first time. And now where I'm building my husband's leg, I'm like, I can't come to that sip and see on Tuesday, but
But I can come on Thursday.
Good luck. I'm available Thursdays.
But I can come on Thursday. That's Emily's line.
Yeah.
I'm free on Thursday.
Because it's really important for you to put boundaries on your time with your family, your personal time, all of those things. Otherwise, you get burnt out, and then you're like, I don't even want to do this anymore. And we don't want that. Okay, so I really want you to, again, map out a 90-day plan. And in that 90-day plan, that first month, make lunch dates once a week at least, or more if you have more time. Then do your second month, do some sort of a team training at your house where you gather all the ambassadors. Maybe it's only 1 or 2 that have joined your team. And then Bev is eating ice. She doesn't want to crunch in front of you. So she's literally leaning over and throwing the ice in her mouth off the side of the screen here. Okay, so
they have that pebble ice here. It's really good.
This is instead of getting Diet Coke, she used to get Diet Coke in this thing when I first met her.
But Plexus has cured me of my Diet Coke.
So now she just fills it up with ice and chews on ice all night. All right, so which I'm fine with.
Yeah,
it doesn't
better
bother
than
me.
A Diet Coke.
Yeah. Okay, so that second 30 days in that, from 30 to 60 days, I want you to start doing sip and sees at other people's houses.
Yeah.
Once a week, if you really want to get the momentum pumping. If that's too much for your family, do 2 a month. Or if that's even too much, just schedule 1.
And don't be nervous about a sip and see. You don't have to have fancy food. You don't have to have...
People don't usually eat anyway.
You don't have to have a bunch of... Like the first couple, the women that wanted... They brought some wine if you want to drink wine or whatever. But the pink drink is what we want to be drinking.
We were not drinking the wine.
Well,
just for the record.
We were getting drunk on pink drink.
There was no drinking going on of that nature.
But there were a couple women that, they thought, oh, it's kind of fancy.
Dory brought a bottle of wine, and I was like, let me tell you about the block. Because the sugar in that wine, you're going to take this block, and it's going to block 48% of carbs and sugar.
But what I'm telling them is it doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to make this a big fancy deal. It can be really cash, really low-key. Don't be nervous about having an event. Just invite some people over to hang out.
Grab the product cards in your success kit that are on the 3-ring binder that came in your success kit, and on the back there's a talking point for every product. I pretty much only go over Triplex, Ease, Mega X, and X Factor at any sip and see. And so anyway, that's what you're going to do in the second month. And then in the third month, to complete that 90-day push, I want you to schedule an opportunity event. Pick a location that's right for your budget, pick a location that's right for your team, and you're going to plan a meeting where maybe you create a PowerPoint. If that's too overwhelming to you, just pick 2 or 3 people to share their stories,
Yeah.
and they can just come, and you don't have to have a fancy PowerPoint. I did not make a PowerPoint until I was Emerald, and I was like scared to death because I didn't even know how to use PowerPoint.
Yeah.
I hadn't done anything since college. So if that is your thing and that's inside of your comfort zone and you want to make a PowerPoint, an opportunity event is great for that. If you're like this,
we're going to make a PowerPoint.
Yes.
So we're going to make a PowerPoint for our event so we can share it with you too.
Yeah, that's
we just want to do it really quick.
Yeah.
This is the business. These are the products.
Let's
wrap it up.
Sign you up.
And
I really
tell
like
you about it.
The stories are what sell the products, you guys. So just always remember that. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to know anything. Your talking points on the back of those product cards are plenty enough for you to know. What you really need to do is share your story, and then maybe have 1 or 2 other people share their story, and that's it. That's what sells the product. So that is the first 90 days of how we have built this how Bev has built this massive momentum.
No,
on
Emily's
her
helped
team.
me a lot. So.
And I really want you all to understand that this is very duplicatable. Maybe it's not duplicatable for you with your relationships in your life. To do 104 people in 60 days. That's not what this is about.
But you can do 20. But you can do 20.
Maybe you could do 5 or 10. Maybe you could do 20. There's something that you can do if you will just do these live events and pour this effort into your business in person.
And this is the biggest thing that everyone struggles with is fear. We are all, if you're driven, that fear holds you back in so many areas. A fear of failure. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? You're not going to hit it out of the ballpark every time. People are going to say, no, I don't want to do this. People are going to say, oh, I don't like the product. You're going to have all that. But you know what?
And then you're going to text them, it's vitamins and probiotics.
Yeah, exactly. We're not selling crack. It's just vitamins and minerals here. But, the thing about it is, if you can kind of step out of that comfort zone a little bit, you will really be empowered, number one, by, I'm a big enough girl or a big enough boy to have somebody reject me, and that doesn't have anything to do with me personally. That's maybe where they're at in their life. You don't know what they're doing in their life, what they're dealing with. Anyway, but don't be driven, or don't, take advice from your fears. Step out of that and say, you know what? I am a little bit afraid of this. This is a little bit uncomfortable. But, step out of your comfort zone and say, hey, it's good to feel uncomfortable. It's kind of like when you're running. Mm-hmm. You know what? It's good for your body to feel uncomfortable when you're exercising. Get it out of its comfort zone a little bit, and then you actually see some results. So just get out of that fear-based mentality where you're afraid of what somebody's going to think about you. You know what? It doesn't matter anyway what they think about you. Mm-hmm. So, go for it. Step outside your box. You can do it. And my favorite scripture is, ask and you shall receive. You don't know what's going to happen until you ask someone. Because, I'm texting someone right now in Sacramento, and I'm kind of being bossy with her, but because she's my really good friend.
Really bossy with
she's
her.
my really good friend, and she's like, okay, fine. Call me on the phone. I'm not giving you my credit card over text.
So now we got to go because she's got to go sign more people up. But I love that.
Yeah.
That was great.
Good.
Thanks,
but ask. Put yourself out there. And I've been really shocked about who says yes and who says no. Mm-hmm. The people I thought would say yes have actually said no.
They've been dragging their feet.
And the people I thought would say no have actually said, you know what, I'm going to do this business with you. Mm-hmm. So I've been floored on the people. I would have not ever in a million years thought a few people would do it that have. And then the people I thought that would, they don't want to. So you know what, you never know until you put it out there for people. So go for it. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to, first thing, approach the business. That for me is, people always need a little extra money. And I don't care what your bank account looks like, if it's a zero balance or it's a big fat balance. People always need more disposable income. Mm-hmm. So don't be afraid of the business side. Just be bold.
All right, guys.
Bye. Sorry it's so long.
Love you.
You
It
got
was not
long-winded.
long.
You got kind of long-winded.
You got long-winded.
I know. So did you. We both get a little long-winded.
This is valuable content. They want us to go on for another hour.
No, they don't. Trust me, they don't.
Bye, guys.